Hello and welcome to week 2. This week we're going to be talking about developing a translanguaging stance. We're going to begin by kind of unpacking what that term means. What we mean by translanguaging stance by watching a brief video from Jasona Sonoz and Dirk Gorder, where they talk about their approach to multilingualism and multilingual education. And then you'll spend some time reading 2 more chapters from the course text. So we'll be looking at chapters 3 and 4, in which we'll think a little bit more about what it means to get to know our students as linguistic beings, and also what it means for us as teachers, as educators, to take a translanguaging stance. From there, we'll spend some time thinking about the relationship between language and power. And you have 2 readings that will guide you in that reflection. The first one is from Julie Delgado Lopera, who's the author of Fiebre Tropical. And Julie will talk through the power of language from their perspective and a little bit about what it means to reject efforts to standardize language and practices of bilingual communities. And then we have another article you'll be reading, and this is really, I think, the heaviest read of the course, but it's one that I felt strongly about including because it does give you a sense of the deep equity underpinnings of the term translanguaging, that it isn't just a pedagogy, it's not just a practice or a word that represents language mixing, but it really is a concept that seeks to reject the ways in which certain ways of languaging and ways of using language are seen as less than, or seen as not legitimate or academic or standard ways of using language. So it's a really powerful academic article that I think will help you get a better sense for the real social justice underpinning in the term translanguaging. And then to end that section, since that's kind of a heavy conceptual lift, I have a brief video called The Gift, where you'll get a chance to just think a little bit more about what it means to take an asset-based perspective on students' linguistic repertoires. From there, we move into our application activities. So the assignment you'll be working on this week is your linguistic landscape. I'm really excited to see what you learn and what you come up with from this exercise. So definitely make sure you read through the assignment description, but in essence, you will be either exploring the environmental print in your school or within a multilingual community somewhere in Rhode Island or where you live. You'll be documenting the language that you see. So taking pictures of kind of how you see language and people represented, and then engaging in some critical reflection on what you learn about languages and how they're used in that space, what it tells you about the people that occupy that space, and also a way to think about anyone who's absent from the representation, but might be somebody that is a member of that space. So again, you can do a linguistic landscape of a community, or you can do a schoolscape looking at your own school building and thinking about how language is represented. So that will be the application assignment. And then of course we have our discussion post. So make sure to get that in by Friday night, and then at least two responses to your classmates by Sunday, engaging with the readings and the content. So that is our week. I look forward to seeing your assignments and what you engage with in the discussion board, and talking with you in those forums a little bit more deeply about what it means to take a translanguaging stance.